You might think of Uber as a highly successful, highly profitable company, but what if I told you they're actually losing money every single year, tunes to billions of dollars? Well, this is the fact. That is what's happening. It's not clickbait. This is 100% truth. To understand this a little better, we had to look at Uber and see how they make their money. How do they run their business? Well, their whole job is to connect riders to drivers to take them to their destination. So they are not employees of the company. They're seeing themselves as the middleman providing a service to the drivers and the riders. The secret to their success is they have been selling these rides at a loss. So every time someone goes on a ride, they're actually losing money. They're subsidizing these rides in order to gain more customers. Then once they gain all their customers, at that point, then they will go and say, hey, you know what? We have a monopoly. We're the only company in town. We have eliminated the taxi cab industry and there's no one else to compete against us. And then they could raise their prices and be profitable. Well, this didn't go down as they expected. While it's true that they grew to around the world, they succeeded in growing quickly, taking a bunch of customers, they failed to become a monopoly. So this means they had a lot more competition than they anticipated. So they couldn't raise prices because if you raise prices too much, they could go to a competitor which offers pretty much the identical service. For example, Lyft. There's also Bolt. Uber's at the point to where they can't raise prices no matter what they do, no matter what they try. And every time they try, they have problems. One of the big keys to Uber's success so far is their low cost. Thus far, they haven't had to pay for all these other expenses that the taxi cab industry has. They haven't had to pay maintenance for vehicles. They don't own any vehicles. Didn't have to pay health benefits because the people that work for Uber are considered independent contractors and not employees. So this worked for Uber because they didn't have to pay for all these other benefits. And they kept the cost for Uber low. But now, many places, for example, like California, have passed Prop 22. So now Uber has to have all these expenses that they didn't have before. So now they had to pay 120% of minimum wage. Now they have to pay for health benefits. So they have to contribute now 400 plus bucks a month to health benefits, even though they're not employees. And now they have to give them all these other benefits that they didn't have before and provide insurance to those people. They went from being a company that had paid very little in expenses to having a lot more expenses than they had before. So what Uber did, they would try to raise prices because, hey, only two ways Uber can make more money is one, raise prices, or to take a higher percentage of the cut from the drivers that the drivers get. Well, they tried to raise prices and people said, no, we don't like that. That's too much. We're going to other alternatives and stop riding so much. Then Uber tried option two. Okay, maybe I'll take a high percentage of the cut from the drivers. They did that going from 22% down to, I think, 17% at the lowest. People were furious. Uber drivers, they said they went on strike. They stopped driving so much. And then now they didn't have enough drivers. So there's a lot of back and forth here that no matter what Uber tries, they're still losing money and they try to raise prices. They lose customers. They take a high percentage of the cut from the drivers. Now they have less drivers. In some parts of the world, they're getting straight up banned. There's parts of Europe to where Uber can't operate, but some of their competitors can, like Bolt, the traditional taxi cab industry. They have certain regulations that Uber does not abide by, so therefore they cannot operate there. How much longer can Uber continue this? How much longer can Lyft continue this? Because they're in the exact same boat. They're both losing billions of dollars. They have been in business so far by raising cash through the stock market. They'll issue more shares of their company. They would get some financing from banks to keep themselves going. But how much longer can this last? Let me know how much longer do you think that it can last. I think they can last for a few more years, but the end of the road is coming soon. If they can't find a way to be profitable, which I do not see one at the moment, they will go out of business. I look forward to hearing from you and your thoughts about this. If you ever wonder how companies are faking their green initiatives, my last podcast has some information on that. Check it out now. The link is below. See y'all next time.